So I'm sure you all know or are aware of Just Stop Oil, and when you look into their funding, there are many various foundations that seem to say, "Hey, what a great idea! Let's put millions into their direction." And what was the net result? Well, mostly, but not exclusively, but mostly unemployed, semi-retired, or whatever else, new age numpties would block people's ability to get from A to B. Some major roads involved many people who were in the back of ambulances. They just in some cases died because they couldn't get to hospital in time, or stroke victims where the outcome, even through a horrible event like a stroke, could have been so much better in relation to the speed they got some treatment. The outcome is so much different. If the longer it takes to get treatment, the worse the outcome for stroke victims are by and large. Yeah. Did Just Stop Oil care about any of that? No, no. We're in a climate crisis, and well, you've got to break a few eggs. And what do they mostly do? They vandalise priceless works of art, buildings, smash up petrol stations, yeah, and so many other things that they do, and very, very few of them ever either get arrested or the odd occasional one actually goes to jail. And they really have to do things to do that. Yeah? Yeah. Ferrari dealership. And mind you, the corporations, you find with many of the corporations who have had the experience of Just Stop Oil, they don't prosecute because, hey, behind the scenes it's encouraged. Yeah? Well, do you know what their latest one is? Just Stop Oil Spray Stonehenge. Think about that. Under fair use, let me play this. Now, I've long said that many have got handlers, yeah? So they look for the weak of mind, the gullible, yeah? And many others. And they get them to, well, do this. Because, shall we say, the change agents in amongst them, they don't want their face seen. They're the manipulators that you don't see. And you get the gullible, like these twats, to do what they're doing. Well, they feel like heroes. So, Just Stop Oil protesters have sprayed Stonehenge with orange paint as members of the public were seen trying to drag them away. Video footage posted on social media showed two people wearing white t-shirts with Just Stop Oil emblazoned on the front, and of course a skull on the back, and you've got to ask about that one, because it's all about interconnected death cults, running up to the ancient monoliths with canisters and spraying paint all over them in a heroic attempt to stop the group desecrating the stones. One woman was seen desperately trying to drag the protesters away before other members of the public piled in to help her. So the protesters, who were named as, well, somebody Lynch, 21, a student from Oxford, and Ranja Naidu, I'll go with that, 73 from Birmingham, have now been arrested by police on suspicion of damaging the historical monument. Suspicion. You've got them back to rights. Suspicion. Honestly. Anyway, let's go to best rated. And to this day, I've not even bothered sending into, the Daily Mail because, the open web software. By the way, I was tempted to do a video into the background of those who own it. It's a very interesting company, but this is all AI driven, and people like myself, that's it. You're ghosted. You can't, even if you can sign in, the only thumbs up you'll get, every single thumb up will be from supposedly another Daily Mail subscriber that always has a colour in the name. So it's like Orange Dave or Purple Julie. It's all AI. It's the fine tuning of the echo chamber for people like myself. Anyway, so Time Just Stop Oil prosecuted. Time Just Stop Oil prosecuted, put away, and fined a lot of money to pay for restitution. That could read better, I would say. They have no sympathy for the public. Yeah. So take them to court, make them pay for all the damages and costs, and do this every time they protest, and it impacts on the public. And yeah, again, the wording could be better. Whether it's delays due to road closure or damage to property, they are an organisation, so should be made to pay for their actions. This must stop. This is criminal damage and loutish behaviour on a grand scale until we start prosecuting at every opportunity and imposing heavy sentencing and seizing assets to cover damage, blah, blah, blah. Nothing will change. Yeah. Because they do seem to be getting kid gloves when it comes to the blatant vandalism. And remember, we've already got all the laws in place to deal with these people, but they get treated with kid gloves. And many of the judges that they go in front of seem to almost have an empathy, a sympathy, or believe in their ideology. And so they get a lesser, shall we say, whatever they describe as sentence. Let's put it that way. I'm trying to choose my words here because it's astounding how much organisations like Just Stop Oil just seem to get away with so many blatant acts of criminality in comparison to Joe Blogs in the street. And it absolutely needs to stop because we're dealing with insanity here. Let me repeat, the underlings in these organisations, you've got the useful idiots, of which what you call change agents in amongst them, are profiled well and truly to do their bidding. The gullible, the weak of mind. And I'll speak to you soon.